Guess how much X Bitcoin is up? 6.5 million X from a penny. It's the highest performing asset class that's ever existed in the history of the world. Cryptocurrency, and Hex in particular, allows you to become the bank, you to become the Fed. You mint your own rewards just like a Bitcoin miner. Where does the government's money come from? They print it out of thin air. You are better off figuring this out than doing anything else you're doing in your entire life.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I'm the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We're a little bit later today. We have an AMA that happened right before, and we have a very special guest I'm going to introduce in a minute as well. So make sure you all are tuned in for today. As always, before we get started, I want to introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
I am so good. It's been a jam-packed day, getting ready for consensus, getting ready for another gazillion AMAs this week, and we're excited to welcome our special guest here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. And again, I think he may even be joining you at Consensus. So we'll talk about that as well. I did want to just say the overall market looking really strong today. ETH is up 27% in the last 7 days, which again, largely in part of the ETF. Again, our special guest, I'm sure, will have a lot to say about that. Again, nearly pushing 4K per ETH. So that 4,000 to 1 ratio on EMP is looking really good. EMP to $1. Let's start that hashtag for sure. So, all right, we have a jam-packed show, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to introduce our guest, and then I'm going to pull up the screen share. But I'm happy to announce that we have Drew Wolfer here from Wolfer Finance. Drew is a valued colleague in the space and has been extremely supportive of not only our projects, but a lot of the more trusted and well-known projects in the space. You've also probably noticed that he's done quite a few videos on our projects, again, especially over the last few months. And, we're more than happy to invite Drew back onto our platform to share the love about his new project. So, and we will be joining Drew for more info on Spark and Fusion in the next few months as well. But today he is here to talk about PreSend. So I guess, Drew, nobody can explain it better than you, brother. So I'm going to let you have the floor and tell us all about Wolfer Finance, PreSend, and everything that you're building, brother. And may I add, all above board. So that is the really cool part, man. So go ahead, bro. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, dude. I always appreciate you, AJ, and your team and the things that you do in this space. You guys are constantly building. You're one of the only projects that's actually been constantly building for like a really long time. So that's, in my opinion, it's very rare.
For sure,
And
brother.
we see
Well, I
what's happening
appreciate
with
that.
the rest of the ecosystem, unfortunately, right now. So yeah, it's a lot of people are in some very unfortunate circumstances, and we feel for them. And just know that we empathize with that, everybody, and I think everybody knows what we're talking about. So
For sure, bro.
with that being said, if you guys don't know me, guys and gals, because we love our crypto queens, we've got a crypto queen on here right now, LA. My crypto queen wife is probably listening to this sometime either now or in the future. So if you don't know who I am Drew Wolfer. I have basically been an entrepreneur by nature my entire life, and I kind of jumped into the crypto scene, I guess, in like 2022 on YouTube, right? I've been around in crypto since like 2015, but I didn't really do too much with it. Like I didn't really go too crazy because that was back when it wasn't really that popular until after the like 2017 bull run. So then I kind of jumped in and started taking down the scams, man. And I had a fun time doing it. It was really fun.
For
And
sure,
I
man.
pull out my sword. I don't know if anybody can see it. I always pull out my sword, and we go after scammers, man. We don't like scammers.
Yeah, bro.
And
You're the
people
dog,
make
the
fun of me
bounty
for it
hunter
because they think that.
of crypto.
Go ahead. What?
You're the dog, the bounty hunter of crypto, right?
Yeah, yeah. Except for better looking, right? With better braids.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So basically, we did all this on YouTube, and then everybody was kind of like, "Hey, you've called out all the fake nodes, all the Ponzi's, all the BS, right? Can you bring something to market that is actually legit?" And I was like, yeah, honestly, it's not that hard. I mean, you're not going to make 7,000% APY like, Brian Legend's going to tell you on Safu and stuff like that. But yeah, we can definitely make some legitimate businesses. And so that's what we did. Brought out Wolfer Finance. Wolfer Finance is a master and validator noding company, has been in business since June of 2022. We have 4 Ethereum validator nodes, and I'm glad that AJ shared that because we got our Ethereum validator nodes at $1,150 per validator node, or not per validator node, but per ETH.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, totally.
Dude, pretty nuts, right? We got Avalanche at $15. We have an Avalanche validator. We have 4 ETH validators. We have an FTM validator that we got at 23 cents. We have 8 top tier Flux Stratus nodes, and we got those at 45 cents per coin. So essentially what Wolfer does is it gives people exposure to that type of asset class without actually having to own it, without actually having to host the nodes, without actually having to have $125,000 now to own an Ethereum validator node, right? Or any of these other nodes that are 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or at the very least Flux, which is like $60,000, right? So my point is that that's essentially what Wolfer Finance has done. And we have actually brought to market one of the first actual digital security tokens brought on a compliant mechanism, which is our crowdfunding partner called Accusations.com. And they are issuing us a digital security token. You can see it right up here. This is the Wolfer Finance digital security token. And they're issuing it on the Polygon blockchain. We're one of the first companies in the entire world to do it, and PreSend is right up here, and they're doing them in conjunction. So it's actually kind of legendary the way that Accusations is bringing 2 of them at the same time, and I get to be the guy that is the face of this as the CEO of both companies, and I appreciate it, right? So that's essentially what we're doing right now. We're offering people the ability to get in on a business that's already established, that already has multi-million dollars under management, that has been printing income from master and validator nodes for 2 full years, that has essentially a subsidiary business portfolio that has a dually patent pending Silicon Valley style software startup that hopefully is going to get its patent issued soon and go out and get institutional partners inside of the Web3 space that potentially, in my opinion, PreSend is going to be huge. And I think it has really, really massive potential because every platform is our client, right? And every wallet is our client, right? And every transaction is what we're targeting because we can protect literally every single one of them. So obviously, as you guys know, you have a really good community, right? We are backed by an amazing community as well. So shout out to any of the Wolf Pack that is here and the PreSend family. Thank you for sharing, Britt, for saying that in the comment section. But essentially, I kind of want to give you guys like, I don't want to like hijack everything. I want to kind of give you the opportunity to like guide me and say like,
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
Drew, like what's pertinent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Drew, you do an amazing job all the time, bro. Again, you're a much better YouTuber than we are. But yeah, man, I definitely have some questions, and I know, again, I just want to preface this, and maybe you can elaborate a little more. Because this is a legitimate digital security issuance, there are some things that you can't really say. Is that correct? So I guess we need to stay away
Yeah.
From what? Yeah.
Yeah, but you can ask me, and then
Okay.
because obviously like I'm open and transparent about everything, as I have been with Wolfer since inception, which is why we have all of our wallets listed. We have an Excel spreadsheet that shows every single dollar we've ever made
For
from
sure.
inception, and why we have audited financials from 2022 and 2023. So I'm cool with the questions. I will just have to say, hey, that's one of the things that I can't answer, but I'll show you where to find that information,
All
right?
right, amazing,
So yeah,
bro. Yeah,
absolutely.
so all right, then yeah, let's kick it off. So again, I am personally very familiar, but for our audience that may be new, maybe so let's start with what is the difference, even though both of these are being offered now simultaneously. Can you just go into one more time the difference between Wolfer Finance and PreSend and what that, again, you can explain it probably better than I can, but Wolfer is more of an exposure holdings company, and PreSend is actually a software, right? So yeah, maybe go into both of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're both actually bringing what are called regulation crowd funds at the same time with digital security tokens, as you can see up in the top right corner. Each one of them is a different company, right? And a different offering. So you get exposure to, with Wolfer, you get exposure to not only Wolfer and all of its assets, but also PreSend, because Wolfer is the parent company and PreSend is a subsidiary company. But Wolfer doesn't own PreSend outright or anything. So it is its own company with its own board of directors, with its own like corporate structure and different investors and different mechanisms and all that type of stuff, right? So what Wolfer Finance is, and this is the easiest way that I can think to describe what it is. I always revert back to this. It is like an on-chain real estate company, because everybody can understand what a real estate company is, right? So everybody knows what that is. So it's a very easy comparison. What a master and validator node and or validator node is basically you take 32 Ethereum, right? We'll use Ethereum as an example. You collateralize that. That's like your down payment on your house, right? Your house is your server, okay, that you're hosting your master and validator node on. Then your tenant that lives inside of that house is the blockchain and the transactions that you store from inception, because without the master and validator nodes and for proof of work blockchains, the miners, the blockchain cannot exist. So what you do is you store the tenants, all of their property, which is the all the data, and then essentially you get paid rent, which are the gas fees and transaction fees that are on that particular blockchain. And that is like the easiest way. And the other reason why I always call it like an on-chain real estate company is because it fluctuates too, right? In a bear market, your ETH could be worth less, right? Your collateralized ETH. As it sits right now, our ETH is up almost 4x, which is great for us. Like, we love that, right? Same thing with Avalanche. It can go up, but at the same time, it can go back down. And so there is a price appreciation play and aspect of these, which is very similar to owning homes, right? And so what Wolfer does is we master and validator node, and it doesn't matter if we have $500,000 or $500 million. We can deploy it into these assets that we've already proven the business model on, that we've already made money on, that we have audited books that show that we've, paid out to our community from, and essentially still have all of the money that we started with plus more. Yeah, we can prove all that, which is awesome. But we can scale this to a magnitude that I don't think a lot of people can fathom. Like, you could give me, I'm not joking when I say this, you could give me $4 billion and I could deploy it where it needs to go. And like, I'm dead serious. It's just like a real estate company. You could give a real estate company $4 billion and they could go buy 10 skyscrapers in, Manhattan, right? Same thing here. I could get there's some validators that are $20 million that you have to collateralize and things of that sort. So yeah. And then secondarily, it is it's like a management company or an operators company that also owns other businesses, PreSend being the first one. And then we have 3 more business models that we would like to bring out in the future. I'm not saying all of them will happen. I'm saying these are all what we're looking at, right? And things that we've talked about and things that I have deals for, pending contracts, pending due diligence, pending funding, namely, right? So you can't do the things that I'm about to talk about if you only raise 50 grand, right? So, help us scale the company if you want to, but obviously do your due diligence. I'm not pushing you to go invest in the crowdfund, right? But we can also go into a cryptocurrency mining operation, which is essentially going to be with flare gas. Now, I have a property inside of one of my family members has a property that has oil wells that we'll talk about in just a second on it. And the flare gas is already hooked up and it is actually pumping to a 50,000. It's already capped and it's going to a 50,000 square foot warehouse on that same property. Right. And this property is probably 10 minutes from a decent sized town. Okay. Like 80, 90,000 person town. So it's not out on some Indian reservation somewhere where there's nothing. Right. So my point is that what this flare gas does is it powers everything and it gives you about as close to 0.1 cent per kilowatt hour mining costs as possible. Secondarily, that's just something that is in the pipeline. We are not going to mine because we don't want to be put in a hydro whale situation, right? We're not going to mine unless we have the best cost and unless I hook up this contract where we have very low cost through flare gas. Other than that, we will not be mining. So the second thing, which is ready, and we can do it any time that we want, but obviously you need hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to do it. And so that's why we're opening the crowdfund, right? But is real estate. We have residential and commercial real estate development deals that we can do. And 2 of them are already, we can do them anytime that we want. They're in Florida. And then there is one that is in Tennessee. And it's these massive communities. You can buy houses. Basically takes 9 months to build. You can either do like we do with our validator notes, own the house, rent it out to your tenant, make money off of it, long-term asset, let it appreciate. At the top of the bull run, you sell it, you flip it, and you go back into, whenever the market kind of sheds again. Then, or you can just sell the house outright to somebody that doesn't want to wait 9 months for it to be built, right? And then the third thing, which everybody in the Wolfpack community is the most bullish about, is potential oil production. So again, as I stated previously about the flare gas, the oil production is basically a property that one of my family members owns. So that's a disclaimer, right? And essentially it already has 4 oil wells on it that have been pumping for 10 to 12 years, but oil wells, TLDR on that, as they pump, they start to kind of get gummed up by all the nasty stuff that it's also pulling out of the ground before they filter it all out in the oil production facility, so basically these have kind of gummed up. And so there's 2 ways that you can go about it. You can either drill new wells, which that's what I want to do because that costs about $300,000 to $500,000 for one well. And it's on a known property that has printed a lot of oil over the past 10 to 12 years. And oil usually lasts for about 20 to 30 years, right? Or secondarily, you can pump this kind of weird chemical down into it and hope that it breaks it up. But that costs, anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. So I'm why would you even take the chance? Why don't you just cap the wells and do the other one? It makes no sense to do that. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at with that property. And so we could be the ones that actually drill that well, own that well, and are the leasing rights to that well. And then if you know anything about oil, you can make a lot of money off of it. And then I have a second property that's literally adjacent to it. They share a property line. And again, this isn't just some random Phil Burley, right? That's I know how to mine gold, but he's never done it. No, these are people that have been doing oil for the last 10, 12 years.
Sure.
So anyways, there's a property right next to it that essentially can also have it can have 1 oil well on it. I actually have the letter of intent signed that says if they drill that oil well, Wolfer Finance is the one drilling it, baby. So let's go. And that gets us to PreSend. PreSend is dually patent pending. It is a wallet transaction security software that essentially stops people from losing their money on cross-chain transactions. So think about it like this. The easiest example I can give you is if you go into Starbucks and you accidentally pull out your Apple iTunes gift card and you swipe it after you've ordered your coffee, right? It doesn't take $5 off of your Apple iTunes gift card and then tell you, oh, by the way, your payment isn't done. Now you need to pay with your debit card. And now you've actually paid $10 for your coffee, right? But in blockchain, it does do that. If you were to send USDC on the Polygon block or on the Phantom Opera chain to Coinbase, because they accept USDC, but they don't accept it on Phantom Opera chain. Okay. If you were to do that, they would accept your $5 or $50 or whatever, and they would never credit it inside of your account because it's not accepted on their platform. They're not compatible with that blockchain sending USDC in. So you lost your money and now you have to send it in a manner that they say is okay, right? So this is a huge problem inside of blockchain, and there is no reverting mechanism, and there's no ability to go back in time and tell Satoshi Nakamoto, like, hey, dude, by the way, we should probably have like a reverting mechanism. And he'd say no, because they're like, dude, he'd be like, no, dude, this is 100% decentralized. No reverting mechanism, no big brother. And so what we can do, though, is invent a solution that stops that from happening. That's exactly what we did. And so now we have filed 2 pending patents on it in 28 worldly jurisdictions. And one of our pending patents is on the proprietary blockchain process. And this is on the market right now. And this is something you can invest in. It's literally probably in the description of this video. And you can go to Accusations.com and invest in both of these things right now. If either of them sound good for you, go do your due diligence. But we have filed these patents, one for the proprietary blockchain process that we invented, that we own. And then the second one is we filed back in June of 2022, a provisional patent on test transactions, man. Test transactions before anybody did them. So what a test transaction, the reason why this matters is because a simulation transaction is literally just a test transaction on the test net of a blockchain. So if we get the patent issued for that, because we were there before anyone else was using it, that means Uniswap, that means Coinbase, that means Ledger. None of them were using it in June of 2022. And that's when we filed our provisional. And if we get this patent, we own the market on test transactions, simulation transactions, and the technology that everybody's already utilizing in this market because we were there first, right? The only difference is that we filed like IP on it, whereas they didn't. They didn't file IP on it, and probably because they couldn't, because we'd already done it. And so if we get issued that patent, it actually was accepted into the PPH program, which is Patent Protection Highway, that basically comes with a known statistic. It pushes you to the front of the line. Basically, you get preferential treatment on patent prosecution. So what we do is we, try to get this patent issued, but it came with a known statistic of 88.3%. That is the approval rate on these patents that are accepted into the PPH program through the International Patent Treaty, which is called the PCT. So not only do we have a provisional or a pending patent on it, but it's accepted into the PPH program, and it's on test transactions that everyone is using right now. And if we own it, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. So PreSend has the ability to license this software out to all the largest players in the game. And that is how we're going to make money, because that's what everybody's wondering, right? You guys all understand how Wolfer makes money. Everybody understands that, like, Wolfer's like paid out previously and like we make money. Everybody's probably wondering, like, if I invested in PreSend, how does PreSend make money? That's how. And we have done everything that we can to protect the solution that we invented to ensure that longevity, not only for ourselves and our business and our families, but also for our investors who are the family that chose us. So yeah, that kind of gives you a pretty brief kind of high level overview, but that's what we're going to be doing at Consensus. So I'm sure if LA is there, she's going to see me absolutely going ham, just trying to talk to partners like Coinbase, MetaMask, whoever's there. All the large exchanges, all the large wallets, all of them, we're literally going to try to get them as partners and get revenue generating partnerships with them, where we charge them a licensing fee to license our proprietary blockchain process. So that's kind of where we're at, man. Amazing. And that kind of sums up PreSend and Wolfer for the most part.
No doubt. That was bullish. I mean, again, we the same mentality at EMP and Sparkswap and all the things that we build is real revenue. And again, man, you guys are, fully embracing that. Obviously with validator nodes, that is real revenue. You're not just getting ETH that's printed out of nowhere. You're getting a portion of the actual fees, gas fees that go into operating the network. And yeah, man, I think again, DeFi protocols that know the difference between Ponzonomics and real yield, I mean, those are the ones that are here for the future. So yeah, man. All right, that was an amazing overview. Again, you're in the groove, Drew. You always do such a great job, bro. So I guess really quick, is
Appreciate
there a way that you can share your screen as well and maybe go to Akamono and maybe just show again?
me.
It may not be something you can do, but yeah. To how do we get
No, I
involved,
can
man?
do it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just try to share the screen really quick. You're probably going to see some Inception stuff really quick until I pull up this.
Yeah.
All right.
No worries,
Yeah, that
bro.
went wild.
I love it.
So
All right, here we go. Perfect.
acamona.com, this is the web page. Okay. And then I'll show you our website because it'll redirect you there. So this is PreSend. This is our website, presend.io. And if you click any one of these 70 billion invest now buttons that we have on here, because the crowd fund's open and obviously we're going to market it, it'll take you to the Acamona page. So if you click invest now, it'll take you to offering/presend, right? And if you want to do it on Acamona, just go to acamona.com, Akemona, and you'll see it. Ours are the first two, right? You can either click PreSend or Wolfer, and then there's a secondary way that you can get to Wolfer as well. This is the Wolfer Finance website, and you can go there and click Invest Now on any one of these 80 million options, and it'll take you right over to Acamona. So this is where you go to essentially figure everything out, okay? And what I mean by figure everything out is I can't address them, because I cannot, and there's a reason why I can't address them, because the SEC wants you to do your own due diligence. I've given you the high-level overview of the company. I've given you all of the bullish sentiment that you could ever probably fathom wanting on this call, right? I've given you the business model and how we generate revenue and what that means for you, what the mechanism is for you to do that. Now, if you want to know the terms of the offering and what that means for you as an investor, bam, what do investors receive? Bam, early bird bonuses. Bam, the top offering graphic on both pages. You can see it. It's the first three things. The top offering graphic kind of gives you an overview of what you can expect. Then what do the investors actually receive? And then the special bonuses is right down here. And then you keep scrolling and you'll see everything about the business model. One thing I want to show everybody for PreSend just really quick
For sure.
is this section right here. You can go and check, like, seriously, please, for the love of all that is holy, in this crazy, crazy market that we are in right now, verify everything that I say is true. Go to the offering page. Go check our pending patents. If you think I'm lying, go check our pending patents. If you don't think I'm lying, still go check our pending patents. Do not take anyone's word for it on anything ever again. Okay. Go and check these things out. All of it is public record. And yeah, just do your due diligence, please. Seriously. And then if you want to know kind of how the income distribution goes for Wolfer, we have an automatic compounding mechanism where we basically bring in 50% of our revenue and we put it into new things that can scale our company and generate more revenue over time. I can't address what the other thing is, but you saw it right there. And then it kind of gives you a brief overview of all the other things. So yeah, just go to the Acamona page, and literally all you have to do is go right up here and click invest now. Bam. And it'll take you right where you need to go. Same thing on PreSend. Go right up here. Bam. Invest now. Boom. And that's pretty much the gist of how you can kind of get involved. And I'll stop sharing so it just doesn't do all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, no worries, bro. No, that was perfect. So,
Doing wild.
and on that note too, so again, just one more time, maybe go through, because this is an actual legitimate securities offering, there is just some minimal KYC involved as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, like AJ said, it is a securities offering. It is what can I call it? It's a digital security token issued on the Polygon blockchain. So you are still getting a cryptocurrency token. Okay. I want that to be clear for everybody. You are still getting a cryptocurrency token. It is just being issued on the Polygon blockchain. and it is your shares in the company. So it's a little different than, it's not like a coin. Okay, this is not a coin that's going to be publicly traded on Coinbase or on some DEX somewhere or anything like that. This is going to be OTC. It is a private company, and that is your shares in the company. So yeah, you'll have to go through like the bare minimum KYC, AML, because basically what we have to do is we have to make sure that no one is a money launderer, no one is on a government blacklist or from a sanctioned or blacklisted country, which is very few people, and I get that, but you still have to verify that,
For sure.
unfortunately.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But the cool part is that American citizens can participate in this 100% above board. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
As much as we have some mixed feelings on the SEC, I think it's really unique that you guys have done the many extra steps involved and the added legwork to make this a legitimate securities offering. So yeah, shout out to you,
Yep.
bro.
I just want to make sure that we're here for a while,
For
man.
sure.
I think that's really what it comes down to. I have really high hopes for not only just Wolfer, but namely PreSend, because in my opinion, every wallet, centralized exchange, blockchain platform, whatever it is, blockchain, they can use PreSend. So if that's the case, then PreSend's going to get on the map like pretty
sure.
quickly, right? If that is the case, and we start knocking down partners like dominoes, we're going to get on the map. So we might as well get with the times and not give anybody any reason to hassle us. And then that also protects our shareholders. Cause like, and I'm not saying this is a hypothetical scenario. This is just something I'm running through in my head. If you honestly think that you have like $1 billion idea, right? And those come around once in a lifetime, like from an entrepreneurial perspective. And in my opinion, we have a like massive idea inside of an over $1 trillion market where we can protect every single transaction and charge fees for it. That's a pretty decent sized revenue source that you could have there, right? So wouldn't you, if you're thinking that this could go the way that I'm thinking it could go, you got to protect it and make sure that no one can like come in and kind of like poke at you on it. So I want to protect not only myself and my family and my company, but also the people that came in and believed in us and then like allowed us to build this by funding us, right? So yeah.
Yeah, bro. Agreed. 100%, man. All right, awesome. So again, bro, you did such a good job covering it all. I don't know. We may take one or two questions here. I had one more question of my own. How long is the presale open, and is this the last opportunity, or is there future rounds as well?
Yeah, so I don't think I can say how long it's open because that's like a term of the offering, but what I can say is it says it right on the token page.
Okay,
When
perfect.
it like closes, like it'll say what's called the subscription end date. It'll be right on the right hand side. It's not open for a long time. And the other thing that I want to just make sure that I'm 100% clear for everybody, just because I have to be, is that it is a 100% open and public sale. So no one is actually in the world is getting a better opportunity or advantage than you. So it is 100% public sale. No like pre-sale or anything like that. There's none of the other like cryptocurrency type, like kind of like launch stuff. It is just a public token sale. And then secondarily, what was the second thing that you asked? It was the how long is it open for?
Yeah, no, you
Oh,
covered
future
both.
rounds.
Yeah, the future rounds, if there's any future rounds.
Yeah, so I highly doubt, I cannot say never, okay? Because technically in our corporate governance documents, there are shares that can be issued because each set of shares in each round, we are essentially giving, in PreSend at least, a portion of the net income, right? And so like there's a profit share percentage. So there is more percentage that we can give out. Now, do I see that happening? Not really. No, I don't see us opening another raise in a year because by that time we should be where we're going, right? Or very, very close to being there. Secondarily for Wolfer, maybe there's around in the future, but I highly doubt it because if we sell this one out, and I get the assets that we're trying to get, man, I don't think we're gonna need more funding,
For
dude. I
sure.
think we can scale it with, like, if you're printing oil profits and like getting decent real estate profits, and a bull run comes around and your portfolio goes up a lot on these master and validator notes, because it's already up like 3-4x. I don't think we'll need new money. But again, like I said, in our corporate governance documents, we can issue more shares. So could there be? Yes. Is it likely? No.
All right, awesome, bro. Well, I think that covers all the main topics. Again, LA, was there any questions that we saw in the chat? Or Drew, anything you want to add that we didn't cover, brother?
Yeah, just Paul has just put this in here. So if you can just reiterate, Drew, is there 2 different rounds being shown here, different terms for Wolfer Finance and PreSend?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Wolfer Finance is a totally separate company than PreSend is, right? So 2 totally separate rounds, even though they are like launching at the same time, same subscription dates and same, blah, blah, blah. They do have different terms that are tied to each token. So make sure that you read the terms carefully. And I know these pages are boring. Trust me. I know. I'm the one that had to type them up, right? And with our CF attorneys, but I made it as user friendly as possible. I put a bunch of graphics there where you can see all of the important and pertinent stuff. Make sure you read the disclosures. Make sure you understand the profit distributions, the income distributions, the mechanisms, the business model, how we make money, what our plans are, our roadmap in the future, and stuff like that. Just make sure that you understand all of that. Yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
And
All right.
I'm going to be adding the links and everything into our description when I go to add the timestamps. So if you guys are wanting to come back and check out the links, they're in the live chat and they will be in the description as well if you're watching the replay.
Yeah, on that note too, Drew,
Beautiful.
I mean, obviously, it's a little tricky on promoting, securities, but you definitely have a community page, right? You're mostly active or more active on Discord, I believe, right? But maybe go over your socials real
Yeah.
quick, yeah.
Yeah, so our socials, you can go to the Wolfer Finance website, and right in the top right hand corner of the screen, and I think I'm pointing at the wrong side. There'll be like a little Discord icon, and then same thing with PreSend. There'll be a little Discord icon up there that you can check out and get into. And then also, if you want to know more, man, first off, man and women, I appreciate you for wanting to know more. Go over to my YouTube channel, because although I did rip through stuff, and AJ was an absolute legend, and so was LA for just kind of letting me just go and rip through it all and just kind of just go on tangents. I do have very well articulated, well put together and production quality videos on my channel that describe Wolfer in 15 minutes and describe like everything, and describes PreSend in I believe it's 20 minutes. So go check them out. Their coin logos are on the thumbnail, so you'll be able to pick out which ones they are. But yeah, I mean, that kind of sums it up for me, man. Dude, I appreciate you guys a lot, man. Like AJ, you do a lot for people, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Drew, man. That means a lot, brother. You've been, I'm happy to call you a friend, man. We've gotten to know each other a lot better over the years as all the other scam projects fail, bro. It's crazy. We're the only ones
Been
standing,
fun.
man. I know, it's just fucking
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But anyway, man, so yeah, bro, always happy to have you. Again, we'll be doing more updates with this. And I'd love to have you back on our channel as well as we get closer to the round ending and maybe give another update. So yeah, man, exciting stuff. So
100%.
thank you all for being here.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
tell everybody to pay attention, because you're coming on my channel. I think like 1 or 2 times here in the next few weeks.
yeah, brother.
So tell everybody, make sure
Yeah.
they pay attention for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, like you said, make sure you are subscribed to the Wolfer channel. Again, not only to know more about those concise videos for Wolfer and PreSend, but also because, yes, we will be joining in a few more weeks, both about Sparkswap and about EMP Fusion. So, yeah, man, we're excited, bro. So, all right, well, I'll miss you in consensus, but I know LA will be there and a lot of our emperors. will be there as well. So we'll all party in consensus. But all right, we're gonna do our own AMA, a little bit of updates after this. So we'll let you go, Drew. But any parting words?
No, man, I just, like I said, man, humble appreciation to not only my community, the PreSend family, the Wolf Pack, but your community, you as a person, LA, all of your people on your team, man. I just appreciate you all a lot. And thanks everybody for kind of letting me coming on here and just like talk,
Yeah,
shoot the proverbial stuff.
for sure, brother. No doubt. It's always a pleasure, man. All right, we'll see you soon,
All
Drew.
right, man. I'll
Take it
let you
easy.
get to your stuff now that I've hijacked your entire stream. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody's like, get this guy off of here.
No, man, it's
Thanks for
all good.
joining us, Drew. We'll see you at
All right. See you
Consensus.
guys later.
All right, brother. Perfect. Wow, there you have it. Again, guys, Drew is a great guy. The guy, again, his personality is definitely a presence to be reckoned with. But I can say all the interactions we've had with Drew have been amazing. LA, I know you were working with him a lot, setting all this up, and so we wish him all the best, right, LA? Yeah,
Yes, yes. He's been incredibly supportive. And I did want to say, like, we're not receiving any affiliate commission or we're not getting
yeah,
anything out of
hundred
having him
percent,
on here. We just wanted to support him because he's been extremely supportive of us and helping us not only through his channel, but also setting us up with a bunch of his connections and helping us to get further coverage and just has been a huge support to us. So we wanted to extend that out to him as well, and kind of share the love. So if what he said interested you, we will post all the information in the description after the video.
perfect. Yeah, I agree 100%. Again, this is an actual securities offering. So, like I said, we get no commission. We're not explicitly endorsing or promoting this. We're just giving Drew a platform to share what he's building. And again, like I mentioned in the AMA, we love protocols that are built around real yield. And so, again, everything that they're doing is zero Ponzonomics and real revenue from either the software from PreSend and the fees that go with that, or the actual validator nodes producing an income. So, all right, awesome. LA, let's jump right in. We have a lot of updates in our own ecosystem. I've been talking for like 2 hours now, so I might have you step in a little more tonight. But we had a bullish AMA right before this with the captain. So those that didn't see that, that went really well, right, LA?
Yes, it was so good. I was telling AJ before we hopped on that it was so good that I was a little bit worried that we weren't going to finish on time to
For
start
sure.
our AMA because they had such a great flow of conversation going. But it actually ended at the perfect time. They not only got through all of our updates, but they had just like this really synergistic conversation going about Pulse Chain in general. And yeah, I always love our AMAs with him. He's just such a genuine and just very chill person. And he brings out great conversations with you. So I remember thinking the exact same thing last time. So that was
For
a
sure.
great one.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, those that don't know, RG3, our captain, he is literally one of the original OG Hexicans, and one of the only guys from the original days that hasn't given up on Hex, and Pulse for that matter. So, shout out to him for being, again, very genuine and having the fortitude, not to give up when times are tough. So, it was a great conversation. Again, like LA said, we got a little philosophical in the middle as well, but still we were promoting everything that we needed to. So, all right. That being said, we have a lot of updates with Sparkswap. Things are rolling right along with the Spark 404s. We are still above mint price. We were about 2 or 3x earlier in the week. Again, please make sure that you're using Dex Tools and not Dex Screener to check the price, or look at the price on our website. That will alleviate a lot of confusion. And just remember, now is the time to accumulate. Again, not financial advice, but there will be a lot more utility for these NFTs moving forward. And the real alpha is, getting enough to earn from those reflection rewards. That's even how you get more of the rares, and again, are able to essentially DCA into more NFTs over time. And we've been seeing a lot of rare ones pop up as well, right, LA? I'm loving to see the marketplace listings and everything coming with that for sure.
Yeah, we even had someone in our chat kind of indicating that he's been kind of snapping up a lot of the rares and may even be getting close to collecting all 24 different types.
Yeah,
So we
that's
may
bullish.
have we may have our first person qualify for that pretty soon too. So but I do think there's tons of rare ones still up for grabs. So um I find it really fun to see people in the chats kind of sharing their different strategies with each other and that kind of thing. I love that. Um, and I was thinking we haven't done this yet. I can't believe it, but we need to share a thread to share your favorite Sparkies.
Yeah, I love that. That could be our next Twitter campaign, I guess. We've been working on the PERPS, promo, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But yeah, I love that. That can be our next giveaway or promo with some prize pool. And yeah, to LA's point, I mean, even though a lot of the rares are coming out, the elusive gold Type 4 is still extremely rare. Again, only 20 of those in the entire collection, and to my knowledge, only three of them have been found. So again, there is still a ton of gamification involved, and yeah, to the point, if you are able to collect all 24, you will get additional rewards through our secret staking, contract. So exciting times. Again, don't sleep on the 404s. And either way, they're doing their job in burning a ton of spark. So, all right, awesome. Yeah, yeah,
And I didn't put this on the notes, but I did want to mention this as well. There was a ton of questions from a couple people in the chats over the weekend about the secret staking contract and, you know, that kind of thing. I do want to say, when we came up with this idea, it it was mainly designed to help all of you have fun and also to reward you with some extra rewards, but it is meant to be a secret. And so we're not going to publish every single tiny little detail about it because it's meant to be a secret that only the people that qualify get to know about.
for sure.
And so, um, while I love your curiosity and your questions, and we always want to answer questions, that particular topic is meant to be a secret and it's meant to be fun. And so when you ask too many questions about something that's meant to be a secret and fun, it almost like sucks all the fun out of it, if you know what I mean. So, um, we've kind of answered all we can on that particular topic. And when people start qualifying for it, I mean, I hope they'll keep it a secret so it stays fun, but I'm sure some more of the information will come out from those people.
Yeah, no doubt, and agreed 100%, LA. I mean, we said all along, yes, we're all here to make money, and there is money to be made. Again, the financial incentive alone on that gold for the gold 404, well, any gold 404 for that matter, but especially the gold Type 4, it is up to a 50 times multiplier on the rewards that you get. So there is absolutely financial incentive to try to collect all the rares and have a complete set. But to Ella's point, the contract that we are keeping top secret, rewarding individuals for all of them, it is part of the fun of collecting. So yeah, just want to be very clear on that. It may be extremely lucrative, in terms of maybe giving airdrops or other incentives, and it may also include other non-financial incentives. Again, like early access on info of what we're building, or again, part of our VIP program. So again, just realize that there's a lot more to it than what you get from the staking contract. So
And don't put anything listed as set in stone because those were examples.
exactly. Again, everything I say on the AMA, people want to take as gospel. But yeah, that's just me again, giving examples. So, all right, awesome. And then we still have more AMAs coming, right, LA? Oh my God, I'm a
Yeah.
week in and I'm not feeling the burn yet, but yeah, we have even more this week, right?
Yeah, you have 6 more in the next 2 days.
Let's go. All right. Yes. So, yeah. What can we tell them any of those, or I don't? We'll keep those a
Sure,
secret.
yeah.
Or
I
yeah, I don't know.
tried
You
to
say.
only book him until Wednesday because I'm going to be at Consensus on Thursday and Friday, and I want to really be present while I'm there, and so it's tough for me to be posting. I like to do the morning post, and then 2 hours before, 1 hour before, 30 minutes before, 10 minutes before, and then when we're live. And I can't do all that when I'm at Consensus, and I really want to be able to get the full experience. And so we try to pack it all into the first 3 days of the week. So
For sure.
AJ's going to be really busy the next 2 days. We have a new one to kick things off. I'm really excited about this one. It's another female in crypto. You're going to be with She Slays Crypto tomorrow. Her channel is Vibra Finance. Then we're going to be with Drippy Inu in their community. They're going to host us tomorrow. And then we're also going to be with a private whale group tomorrow as well. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be sharing updates with the Tetra community. We're going to be on with James Pelton, and we are going to be on with Drip Guide.
Perfect. There you go. So a ton of upcoming coverage. Again, we're not stopping yet. And speaking of that, we also had some great coverage, even from people that again we didn't necessarily schedule an AMA with, but they're covering us regardless. And they're two that we have been part of our communities from day one. And that is Steve Raider 82, or and I never say his name right. And then the beloved Stunna Breezy. So again, shout out to Stunna. He had a great little shout out in one of his latest videos as well. So the word is
Yeah.
still getting out, and yeah, LA, it's looking good. I mean, socials have been definitely performing better than usual with the perps and everything else. So
Really, really good. Yeah. Um, I said to AJ after watching Stunna Breezy's video yesterday, I just love this guy. He needs to start doing a voiceover for children's Christmas
yeah,
stories.
I love that. Yeah, you're so right. Oh my God, that would be
I just
epic.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send him a
Oh,
DM and tell him that. But yeah, how awesome will that be? So,
yeah, because he's just so dynamic and like fun when the way he talks about things.
yeah,
No, but he seems to be a really big fan of Sparkswap, and he still has his farm positions that he started way back when he recorded his first videos about Sparkswap. So that's great to see, and
for sure.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, no doubt. And I know in that video specifically, not to get off topic, but for a minute here, he highlighted the stable farms. And again, the S.DI or the S.USDX stable farms, they are paying some of the most yield in literally all of crypto for providing that liquidity. So again, people, don't sleep on that. There is a very small exit fee, not an entrance fee, but you're able to make that up in literally, a matter of weeks. So, don't let that deter you. And remember that providing DAI, SDAI liquidity on the farm is extremely beneficial to the protocol as well. So please, again, if you are a long-term supporter of Sparkswap, you should probably have at least something in that farm or any of the stable farms. Again, not financial advice, just to help the cause. So yeah, really, really powerful stuff. All right, awesome. Anything else with that? I want to talk a little bit more about vaults, and then we're going to perps.
Yeah, let's move on to vaults.
All right, so we have some major updates with vaults, and this is some major alpha. For those of you that stuck around, this section right here is going to be really bullish, and we'll do a full AMA on this probably Thursday. But there is some major, major updates with the vaults coming out. And so the news is, again, those that follow Dex Finance may have already heard, um, but we'll be rolling it out to all of crypto. We have successfully upgraded to a ALM system or automated liquidity management of V3 positions. So this is absolutely huge where you will be able to set a range and provide liquidity through V3 models on Base, BSC, and I believe Arbitrum. Those are the first three networks that are supported through again the big exchanges over there, and the vault will not only manage your concentrated liquidity range automatically, it will rebalance that range if you're out of range. Again, for those that know what I'm talking about, this is super bullish. If you don't, we'll do a full tutorial on it. But if you're outside of the range, it will automatically rebalance and put you in the range. And you can combine V2 and V3 vaults, meaning you can have a concentrated liquidity vault and a regular V2 LP, and then those will complement each other within the auto compounding, just like we usually see in the vault. So this is absolutely unprecedented, and we're in final beta testing now, but this should all be this is a major win for us and all of crypto. There is a lot of other protocols that haven't launched yet that are claiming to have these automated liquidity management systems, and again, we have beat them to market on that. And even more bullish news, that means that we are ramping up production on transitioning Sparkswap to a V3 model. So again, we'll have a lot more info on that, but we are laying the groundwork to get away from our inflation, just like we've said all along, where we, again, are more of a V3 model, and then everybody providing liquidity will just get a cut of the fees, and, that also is bullish because all the other revenue streams are still in place for Sparkler. So even though we would make that transition, it actually may make Sparkler even more powerful because the only way to get into Sparkler is to buy Spark. So again, everything that we said we would do and that we want to do is coming to life even sooner than we had anticipated. So super mega bullish announcement for Vaults. So LA, anything you want to add? I know you're fairly new to V3 LP, but we'll do a whole overview of that in the next few AMAs for sure.
For sure. We had a very, very bullish development meeting today about all of this. And so in the next couple of AMAs, we'll have a lot more information about all of this to share with everyone.
Amazing. Cool. All right. I'm going to let you go through the next section, LA, about perps. Go ahead.
So we're rounding out the end of May. Only, I think, 4 days left, which means we're nearing the end of our perps sharing competition. So these are your last few days to go buck wild with sharing your trades before we choose our winners. We'll be picking our winners over the weekend. And we also still have our largest win prize up for grabs. The largest win so far is 658.5%. So if anyone is able to beat that, they will win. If not, that person will win. But if you have been sharing, now is your chance to just really, really bring it home over the last 4 days here, and secure your spot as one of the winners. Make sure you stand out, not only with sharing your personal trades, but also our Sparkswap posts. And we will be choosing the winners and announcing them over the weekend, or choosing them over the weekend, but probably announcing them early next week when I'm back from consensus. And we're excited to share that with you guys. Also, side note, we are quickly approaching nearly $10 million in total volume on PERPS, which is huge.
Let's
It's so
go.
nice. Yeah, it's so nice to see it growing. Um, it's crazy because my eyes were playing tricks on me today, and for a split second, I thought it said 10 billion.
I love it. It's
And
foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, LA, right?
exactly. And then when I realized it was 10 million, I said, "Oh, well, we're manifesting."
Yeah.
So yeah. Or sorry, I thought it said 9.3 billion or whatever, because the period's pretty small. I thought it was another comma.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Um,
again, that's what the future may hold. So, no doubt, really bullish. Again, make sure that you're getting in those trades the last minute and sharing. I mean, I've seen a ton of winning trades, which again, we like it when people win. Obviously, we don't want everybody to win, or we wouldn't be a protocol. But even if that did happen, we're getting fees the whole way. So again, I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. And please continue to share and spread the word. The more volume that we do is what really matters. So, all right, awesome. And then um, with that, again, it's not even on our notes, a little more alpha. That was also part of our developer meeting today. We are fast tracking other tokens to be listed on PERP. So I know a lot of you have been begging for Solana, especially with all the moves. Solana's actually been getting killed against the recent Ethereum move. Solana will definitely be one, and then the illustrious meme token. So again, the higher market cap meme tokens, but definitely some meme tokens. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a whole nother announcement and most likely a whole nother marketing campaign and possibly competition around those as well. So, all right, awesome. Ellie, you want to talk a little bit more about the UI, and then we can move on to
mhm.
Fusion. Yeah,
Yeah, we're also in the process of doing a bunch more UI upgrades, so watch out for that. Just mostly a lot of small quality of life upgrades that you guys have requested. For example, adding the 25, 50, 75, 100% options on the exchange page, stuff like that you guys have been requesting. We made a list over the weekend, and the developers are working on it this week to just tweak a bunch of stuff on the UI to make things easier for you when you're operating day to day on the platform.
for sure. Yep. All right. Awesome. So again, all of that was just on Spark. Ceto as well has been doing well. We had a great bullish meeting with the Manta Foundation that will hopefully give us some support on CetoSwap. But those that have been following Ceto, not a lot to report there in terms of development. But the price has been stabilizing and even going up again. So the yields are still incredible over there. Obviously, not financial advice, but if you don't have exposure to Ceto, we would always suggest that. Just don't sell your core positions. Try to DCA from other positions into our ecosystem. And again, a little alpha, the perps on Ceto should be here shortly as well. So again, we're doing everything we can to build as fast as possible, but this should be a big week in terms of rollout. So just stay tuned for all that with all of our an entire franchise. So all right, on to EMP Fusion. Um, again, we had an awesome they're meeting today, even though it was a holiday week, holiday weekend and a holiday today for most of the world. We made it happen, and we're getting close, right, LA? It looks like we may be able to
Mm-hmm.
lock down a date. So you want to go over this? Go ahead. I'm gonna throw to you because I'm trying to save my
Yeah.
voice. So yeah, go ahead.
For sure, for sure. Like I said earlier, it was a really great meeting. In regards to sharing a specific date with you guys, I was definitely nudging them to lock it in for us. So in the next week or so, we'll definitely be able to share for you a specific date. So watch out for that. Um, we are definitely pushing them to give us a finalized date. So we will be getting that to you soon. Peg is looking extremely strong. Even since I wrote these notes this morning, it's gone up. It keeps inching its way up, and that's what we're looking for. So things are looking incredibly strong. Remember that the way up is not going to be a straight line, but we're definitely heading in the right direction, and that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, super healthy. And again, as we mentioned at the top of the show, the ETF approval for Ethereum and just overall speculation on that is driving ETH, you know, tremendously right now. So, obviously PEG is important, but as we again, we get full exposure to the price of Ethereum going up as well. So we're literally about less than a couple of $100 away from that true 4,000 to 1 ratio, which would put EMP at $1. So $4,000 Ethereum equals $1 EMP, and that just shows you the incredible upside potential that EMP has at the current moment. So
For sure.
again, to Red LA again, not financial
Yeah.
advice, but yeah, go ahead.
And there was a bullish conversation happening in the chat this morning. There was a great question asked, and one of the participants actually shared an older post that Vino had done with a bunch of math. We know Vino is our resident stats guy. He does such a great job on figuring out different stats and math. Whereas, I don't really enjoy that side of things. But he made we shared an older post from him where he kind of shared some information on the circulating supply of EMP, and he broke down different parts of the ecosystem, and the the circulating supply of EMP going into fusion is actually quite a lot lower than you would expect. And his post didn't even account for the amount that the treasury and then our personal team holdings,
For
our
sure.
individual wallets are holding, and that takes even more of the supply away. But if you didn't have a chance to read that post, it's not very far up. Just go into the EMP chat and scroll a little bit up. It's really bullish, and Bino did a really great job of breaking it all down.
Yeah, no, I love that LA. I remember specifically that AMA that we went over that too. So maybe we'll have back on in the next few AMAs and really talk about that because yeah, even though there's about 60 million EMP out there, in reality it's way less. And once we start sacrifice and people want to sacrifice early for that early sacrifice bonus and the peg bonus, I mean, we could see EMP completely dry up in terms of circulating supply. And when there's high demand and low circulating supply, that means price go up. So again, all the people that don't think we're going to be able to recover peg, I can't wait to say I told you so. And so again, we're working towards all of that. And it's again, same concept with Spark as well. When we have burned so much over the last few days, and the circulating supply in Sparkler, again, it's very healthy. So, yeah. Anything else you want to
I
add?
was
Go ahead, Lily.
looking
Yep. Yep.
I was looking at the PLS chart and like how low the price of PLS is right now and how well Spark is holding up. And I was really happy and impressed, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt. That's another great point. Again, because we've been burning a lot of supply, people have been locking it up in Sparkler, we have been outperforming Pulse dramatically. And again, I mean, obviously it sucks to see the token of the main chain go down in price, but again, those that continue to DCA, those that have farm positions, right now it's about impermanent loss. But once Pulse goes up, you start getting what others call impermanent gain, where you do see all your assets recover and recover much more because you have been able to accumulate more tokens uh, rather than worrying about the actual price. So yeah, it's super bullish. Again, just hang in there, and honestly, it may be another year. You may have to prepare yourself for Pulse not to recover for that long. But we, as a token, Spark, will always continue to draw yield because we are a real yield platform. So just be prepared for that. Again, if you've converted your Pulse to Spark a few months ago, you would definitely be again outperforming the price of Pulse by doing so. So again, not financial advice, just communicating the data from the charts. So yeah,
Hmm.
go ahead, Ellie.
I love that comment from Mail. Sparkler is hands down my best performer at the moment.
Yeah,
Three
that's
six.
amazing.
Love
Yeah, 3650 gang.
it.
Yeah, and there was a massive payout in Sparkler. Again, a lot of the Sparkler payouts are automatic, but we do have a treasury that collects funds, that we're able to manually disperse as well. So you may see, again, every week or so, and we do it at random on purpose so people can't front run what we're doing. Again, if people know how much money's in the contract and they know that it gets paid out at 5 o'clock every Friday, then they can manipulate the chart. So we do keep some randomness to it, but usually at least once a week, there's a massive payout in Sparkler. So yeah, a lot of people were happy about that for sure. So
Love it.
all right,
Yes.
awesome. All right, again, Ella, I'm gonna let you take this, and then I'll discuss some key takeaways at the end. But we did want to just address a recent announcement that we posted. So, Ella, go ahead.
Yes. So you may have seen that we made a pinned announcement yesterday. We are always going to be 100% transparent and immediate with any information that we have to share with you guys. So we did want to post about it yesterday as soon as some information came to light. And then we thought we would hop on this AMA as well and share it with all of you through voice. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the announcement, and then AJ can shed some light on it. So, EMP trading accounts. It has come to our attention that one of our trading partners, Brian, has had some major accusations against him in another protocol, WarFi. We were not made aware of this until this morning, which was yesterday morning. And we wanted to address it in here directly, as well as putting out an official statement publicly. We announced several months ago we are diversifying some of our treasury into a professional trading account. This trader, Brian, was brought on to our AMAs several times and was one of the revenue streams we implemented. That being said, we only ever invested what we were willing to risk with Brian, and a lot of the funds he was able to produce prior to even working with any other protocol were sequestered into our insurance fund. This insurance fund has already built a large enough backing to completely cover both the principal and interest on our Treasury bond NFTs. Nothing has changed, and all NFT bondholders will be paid out on time. After working with Brian for literally a year plus, we did in fact refer Brian to WarFi in hopes that they would join our bond program when we announced it. Instead, WarFi circumvented that and started working with Brian directly. WarFi announced today Brian lost all of their funds, and he is heard discussing what happened on a recorded call. The majority of our trading profits with Brian were actually paid out 145 to 365 days prior to ever talking about or introducing him to different parties. This is verifiable on chain. The bottom line is Warfi did not disclose to their community that Brian was trading for them. We did. We would never, ever make a big decision like that without making our community aware. On top of that, Warfi allowed complete and full access to their entire treasury, allegedly, which is something EMP would never, ever do. We have multiple treasury addresses with hardware wallets, hot wallets, and multi-sig, and have put multiple fail safes in place, like our insurance fund, to protect our protocol to ensure a long and sustainable future for all of us involved in EMP. We fully support Warfi, and we're just as upset as all of you. Crypto is a very dangerous place, and sometimes it's up to all of us to mitigate risk every way possible. We have never invested more than we're willing to lose in any partnership or venture. We focus on the same advice we give to our participants in this manner. Our treasury is healthy and strong going towards the launch of Fusion, and we are set up for an absolutely rock solid future.
Amazing. Yeah, 100% LA. Again, it sucks that this is the situation. Again, the founder of Warfi, Jason, in full disclosure, every interaction we've ever had together, all my communication with him, he has always turned out to be, an upstanding guy. But there is a lot of gray area now coming to light, and we just want to get the truth on what happened. And I think that unfortunately, again, this is my opinion, and this isn't a defense to Brian either, but I think he's being targeted as a bit of a scapegoat in what ultimately was the failure of Warfi anyway, with or without Brian. So that being said, I just want to go over a few key takeaways. Again, in the interest of full transparency, you know, uh, we're here to end the AMA, and we are still in contract with Brian, according to all the information I have, and what has been shared with me, he is still trading our fund. So again, even if the funds are gone on our side, and it's a worst case scenario, and whatever is being shown to me is fraudulent. Again, I'm not saying that is the case, but I want to just let everybody know that EMP would be fine. I mean, again, like Ella said, that's the reason that we set it up this way. So we only ever invested a small portion of our treasury, and it's what we were comfortable with losing should anything happen. That is the same approach that we take with all the outside investments in regards to EMP. So we have, again, that full insurance fund to cover principal and interest to pay all investors who purchased the NFT bonds on time. Nothing has changed. Those bonds will be coming due in October, I believe, and we'll have everything ready to roll then, and give instructions on how to redeem those bonds as well. Our treasury is in good health. Again, at no point, would we have made a decision that would put the actual treasury in jeopardy. So we've said this before a few times as well, but I want to just reiterate that, the same one or two people that keep asking, we will not, we're not going to disclose any extremely specific details about our treasuries and wallets. I know a lot of people ask us to do full spreadsheets and, and give up-to-date info on all of our holdings minute by minute. And like I said, Ella and I choose to focus our time on building and growing rather than accounting. I can understand why that might be a red flag or something you might not want to hear, but we have a track record to back that up, and we always will be fully transparent with our community. Again, we have a lot of things in place as well. Once Fusion is launched, which we've talked about already on multiple AMAs, that we are working on a fully automated system that will track our entire revenue stream and reporting to calculate in real time what is going where. So those of you that are part of Dex Finance, you know that they have this set up as part of their treasury dashboard, and we will be utilizing the same tech again now that we are part of the Dex Finance team. Once Fusion is up and we finally are out of this build mode, not that we're never going to stop building, but out of this non-stop mode of just grinding, then we'll be able to take a step back. We'll look at all the funds, all the wallets, all the revenue streams, and clearly document that for everybody. So please understand that it is coming. But when people jump into Discord after not being around for months when something like this happens, and then demand, a full accounting of all the things we're doing, it's just not going to happen. So, again, I just want to be upfront about all of that. But it really, again, we got very lucky. I feel very bad when I say we fully support the WarFi community. That means the community. Obviously it sucks that this happened and everything hopefully will come to light. But we are, as our protocol, we are still extremely strong and prepared for the future. So just again, we'll keep you up to date how it all transpires. I know someone also asked about up EMP. So yeah, I was on the up protocol team with Jason. Their original up token that was dissolved prior to this WarFi announcement, but it doesn't affect up EMP. So up EMP, although it was the same developer, Jason had nothing to do with up EMP. So it's actually a previous developer from the Grape Finance ecosystem. And again, that was a side project, when we were building for EMP. But all of the funds there are safe through. All the EMP is in the contract, and we'll be giving an update with Fusion on, when people are ready to sacrifice up EMP. But everything on that front is still fine. So, all right, LA, anything you want to add to that? Hopefully, we were pretty clear on what transpired. So,
Yeah, I think we're super clear. I was having a chat with AJ yesterday and just saying how lucky I feel that we have each other, the two, well, not only the two of us, but like our entire team.
for sure.
I know I said to, I probably don't even need to tell you guys this, but I said to him, if someone had a gun to my head and I knew there was a bullet in it, um, and they said, can you trust AJ? I'd 100% let them have it and say, yes, I do, because I know without a shadow of a doubt we can trust each other, and that's so rare in this world, but especially in crypto. So I feel really blessed that we can trust each other, but we can't comment on anyone else in this crypto community because you know we really have no idea what's really going on behind the scenes. So we just hope that everything comes to light, and no matter what, we always do what's necessary to protect our community. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important, and that's what we have to focus on.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to get on here to let you all know so that you have peace of mind that all of your funds are completely safe.
Yeah, no doubt. I love it, LA. And again, the only other variable, which again, I wanted to add at the very end here is there is a narrative that I've been hearing in the WarFi community. Obviously, I understand they're all upset and I fully get it. That, Brian used some of the funds, to actually invest, in EMP or give those to EMP in some manner. And I will disclose the wallet address that we have used for all the trading profits. And you can see, again, it's in the announcement, but just to clarify, you can see that all of those transactions were done literally 145 days to 365 days prior to even introducing Jason to Brian. So again, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that as well. If you hear some, chatter, I see a lot more of it now, and that somehow EMP is responsible for those funds, it's completely false because, again, the timelines do not add up. And that was part of our due diligence. We've been trading with Brian for literally going on 2 years. Um, so again, I think there's a lot more to the story, and we'll just leave it at that. We've said our side, and we'll let the on-chain investigators determine what actually happened at WarFi. So, all right, awesome. All right, that's it then, LA. Again, I know it's a long show today. Was there any last minute questions or any final words that you want to give?
Yeah, there's a couple questions. Neil is asking about batteries, so I just wanted to kind of reiterate a couple things to make sure his question gets answered. So just to recap on batteries, we are going to be releasing the final white paper 2 to 3 days before sacrifice begins. That is going to have all of the details about battery prices and battery details in them. The reason for this is that batteries are something that need to have final testing pretty close to sacrifice time to make sure that everything that we have set for prices and function and everything functions the way that we intend it to, kind of down to the wire. Um, and so we only want to disclose that information once we're 1,000% sure that it won't be changed. And so we'll be putting that final version out there a few days prior to sacrifice, but everything in the current white paper is accurate. We'll just be adding to it. But last time on the AMA, we had a kind of funny discussion about battery prices just to kind of give you guys some peace of mind and knowing that like batteries are going to be extremely reasonably priced. They're nothing to be scared about. I mean, I saw some guy, I think on Discord yesterday, just, someone who's notoriously negative, but, saying he thinks he's not even going to be able to get ahead the way he wants to in Fusion because he's going to have to spend all of his investment funds just on batteries. I mean, that is just so far from the case. It's not even funny. And nothing we've ever said has indicated that at all. So it's all in your mindset. And I just want you guys to know that. Like, if you carry around a negative mindset, you almost have like these monsters in your head who are going to make up stories to scare you constantly. But if you have a positive mindset, you almost have like these fairies on your shoulder who are constantly like feeding you positive vibes, positive stories to get you to see things in a better light constantly. And that's what helps you manifest better things into your life because you're seeing things through rose colored glasses. And if you're someone who hasn't taught yourself yet to see things through a positive light, it's not too late to start. And it just literally takes one day at a time. And when you catch yourself negatively thinking, just literally say, oh, I just caught myself. How can I reframe that? That's it. That's my little rant for the day. But don't make up stories that don't exist. And so battery prices are going to be extremely, extremely, extremely reasonable if you can afford, to grab a quick breakfast at a drive-through on your way to work tomorrow. You can probably afford a couple batteries. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
you know,
No, well said, LA. And again, I just want to add one more thing to this. Regardless of the price, and again, everything LA said is 100% true, but I also don't think people understand the price of the battery generates revenue for you as a participant in the protocol. So just understand that even though, yes, it's a cost, you're essentially benefiting from that cost. And so, again, I think a lot of people are very short-minded with how this all interacts. And, again, that's not being rude. I just think that people need to, again, have come at Fusion with a very open mind, and you will do a lot better in Fusion for sure.
absolutely. And just to reiterate something I said on our last AMA as well, Fusion has been designed intentionally to um, to help everybody win. and it has been intentionally designed to help everybody win, whether you are a small investor, a medium investor, a large investor, or a mega whale. And no matter the size of your bag, you are so incredibly important to us. And we are designing this protocol to cater to you no matter the size of your bag. So we're not going to outprice you right out the gate with a $2,000 battery that you can't afford because it's more than your entire investment in Fusion. It just wouldn't make any sense. So don't scare yourself. There's nothing at all to be scared of. Batteries have different capacities. They start very low, and you have the ability to work your way up as you build up your investment in the protocol so that they can hold more energy so that you don't have to um, uh, what's the word, AJ?
Yeah, like sit in front of your computer and
No, so you don't
manage
have to
it.
like
Yeah.
cash them out as quickly.
Oh, yeah.
What's the proper word?
Power cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry,
Power
I didn't
cycle.
have the mental capacity at the moment to think of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's a testament to Fusion. I mean, obviously, we realize it's complicated. Even LA and I and the devs, I mean, it took them months to really wrap their heads around this idea and build it. And so again, there's a lot to it, and that's not meant to discourage you from participating. It just means that this is something really unique that nobody has done before, and it will be a lot of fun and again, that magic balance of fun and actually making money to figure out how to play the game, so to speak. So again, it's really we're on the precipice of some really great stuff. So just hang in there a little bit longer.
Yeah, and if you find yourself focusing on the how too much, ask yourself why, and remember why you started and why you're still here, and let that jack you up and excite you for everything that's coming.
I love it, 100%. So all right,
I
awesome. Well,
have one more
yeah,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to miss it before we end. Are we planning on adding any other revenue streams or anything to support the 404s?
Yeah, so I know this is a topic that keeps getting mentioned. I mean, we've said all along that yes, we will absolutely support the 404s, but again, it's been a few days, not even a week, or maybe well, it will be a week. But the whole idea is that we are right now is accumulation mode, and whether we end up actually carving out a percentage of fees from the marketplace, whether we actually just use our treasury to support them through buy and burn or sweeping the floor. I mean, obviously, everybody knows anything that we produce, we eventually support and continue to support. So uh, the short answer is no, but the long answer is yes, there will be additional utility, and that might not even be monetary value where we have part of the revenue stream. It might be in different utility aspects of saving gas fees, I'm sorry, saving bridge fees, or maybe saving PERPS fees. There's a lot that we can do to add value to those NFTs over time. Right now, it's a badge of honor in the community. All of our Sparkies, you know, it's a fun little side game that you can speculate on the price of. You can earn reflections. You can try to get rares. I mean, again, all the puzzle pieces are there, and it's up to the community to run with it. And yeah, over time, we will absolutely support the NFTs in many different ways that may or may not be a portion of revenue. So just remember, we have to keep Sparkler healthy, and the more we take away from Sparkler, the less incentive people have to stake, and that is a much bigger problem than the 404s getting some additional revenue. So again, does that answer LA? I don't know if that helped. I mean, I'm bullish on the 404, knowing what I know and what we can build. I mean, I've been buying every bit of it with my own money. Every few days, I've been loading up. So yeah, anything you want to add?
No, I think you got it for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right.
Corn Dog had one more question, but I just went over all that, so I will refer you to rewind about 5 minutes in the stream on the replay, because I just went over everything to do with the white paper and how we're gonna reveal the battery prices and details and everything a few days before sacrifice.
For sure, it will happen. We always deliver again. Just know that. So, all right, perfect. All right, I think that's it. Any other last minute words? Again, we went for an hour and a half here. Hour and a half here. I'm gonna try to get to bed early. We got a long week ahead of us. So yeah,
Yes, I am simultaneously feeling a little bit overwhelmed because I have so many things to do before I leave on Wednesday.
for sure.
But also, I just have this like overwhelming feeling of also peace and extreme excitement washing over me. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have, stuck around and been around for all this time. Um, there's been a lot of really tough moments over the last couple years. Um, and there's been a lot of really exciting moments, but there have been some tough moments too. And there's so many of you who have been around this whole time and never lost faith, no matter what happened, and have seen the vision that we see. And to know that we're getting so close, that we're, 2.5 weeks away from finally unveiling this thing that we've been working on blood, sweat, and tears for such a long time. It actually gets me pretty emotional to think about it. Whew. But yeah, just thank you guys for sticking around and being here. It's going to be such a big celebration when we finally get to that finish line. And the crazy thing is that the finish line is really the starting point of this whole new adventure for all of us. Um, so when we get to the finish line, it's almost like we're lining up for that that person at the start of the race who like hits the gun off to start, all over
Yeah,
again.
totally. Yeah. Does that person have a
Um,
name? I don't know. The starter,
I
I
have
guess. I don't
no
know.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so exciting. A little bit overwhelming, but so exciting. So the next few weeks are going to be a lot. um, but they're going to fly by, and before you know it, we're going to be starting sacrifice, and that moment that we've all been waiting for, that when is going to be here. So I can't wait to get to consensus and scream it from the rooftops and tell everyone I meet about our amazing community, our amazing protocols, everything we're building, and to let you guys know how it goes. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, and keep sharing those perps. I look forward to choosing the winners. We're going to be giving away a lot of money, which is exciting. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling. Right, AJ?
Yes, no doubt, LA. Man, you got me hyped up and a little emotional as well. Again, those of you that are still on this AMA, you're the real ones, and you know the blood, sweat, and tears that we put in, and we want Fusion to be here just as badly, if not more badly, than all of you do. So, it's gonna be amazing. And like LA said, even though that will be a new chapter, in our life, at EMP. It's really only the beginning of what is to come. So, and now we have all the real revenue and sustainability and everything in place that we didn't have, in our early days of being a tomb fork. So, all right, awesome. I think that'll do it then. LA, much love. Get ready for your trip and travel safe. Those of you that are going to consensus, please feel free to reach out to LA. I'm sure she'd be happy to meet up and talk EMP and Spark and everything else. So, and hopefully, again, we'll be able to manage an in-person meetup with yours truly sometime later in the year. Again, I wish I could make it, but it just didn't work out this time. So, all right, that'll do it though. We'll wrap it up. Again, if you have any other questions, please feel free to type them in our question section of our Discord or here in the comments, whether on the recording of the YouTube. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and we will be back later in the week for even more alpha. So, all right, well, that'll do it. Good night, good day. We'll see you on Thursday.